Yo, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time you're watching this. We're back at it with another weekly markup. So I've decided that I'm not gonna be trading none of these pairs anymore, right? So NCD CAD, USD CAD, UJ, GJ, I'm not gonna be trading them anymore. Even GBPUSD, I'm mostly gonna be focusing on trading from now on JER40 and SPX 500. I'm currently in a SPX trade right now, so you can see. Actually, let me stay in this. So, as you can see, every single trade that I took in this, that I have taken this month, that I've lost, has been a forex trade. And look at the one that I win, JER40, positive JER40, 95 pips. Positive 125 pips. This was XRP. Then I lost negative 50 pips. That was JER40. And then USD CAD, lost 10 pips there. But the biggest trades, look, right now SPX, these sales that I'm in. So let me just go over them real quick. So we're risk free already. So I was looking for price 2. Obviously we cleared all of these highs. Look at delete this. This high got cleared. And then once you start looking over here in the smaller time frames, we had a 15-minute supply right here. Price tested it, and then this is where I entered when price was already starting to look bearish, and obviously it decided to range a little bit more, and then it melted during New York session on Friday. And right now I held through the weekend, and today is Sunday. So let's see if price is gonna come back and stop us out, which it could actually give us another entry, because now it's another zone of supply. So maybe it could come and do something like this and still continue to the downside. So if it takes me out of this position, I might be looking for another entry. And the main thing is just sell back to 76.20. As you can see, possibly we could have some buys once we reach to 76.20. It's a really strong area of demand, as you can see. Strong demand, and then we have all of this buyer's liquidity right here that we're targeting. So the main target is to this support right here, and then here we're obviously gonna have potential buys above, back up, or we could break below and continue to the downside, something like this. So I'm holding this position. Let's see what price does. If it takes me out, actually let me set an alert just to watch it. Alright, so the main thing was that, look, we could even go to last month. The month of July was a profitable month, and the only reason it was profitable was because, look, positive 590 pips, JER40. Oh shit. Wait, what the fuck happened? Oh shit, what the fuck? Alright, we're back. So you can see JER40, this position right here that we took on the 7th of July, was a 592 pip trade. And look, every single trade that I took after that I lost, it was a forex trade. I have not won a forex trade in a while, dude. I mean, look at this. It was the last trade that I won was this GJ 20 pips. It's just, and then also the thing is how I trade on JER40, which we're gonna go over right now. I have not done the weekly markup on JER40, which I'm just gonna go over GBPUSD because GBPUSD is my baby, right? And I love GBPUSD. There is a supply and demand that it has, but I'm not gonna be day trading. I'm more gonna be like swing trading it technically. That's what I'm gonna be doing, right? Long-term positions on GBPUSD. When we get to 142, when we get to 120, when we get to 17500, right? To all of these levels on GBP/USD, those levels matter because we know that it's a strong area of supply and demand based off the monthly and the weekly, right? But day trading, actual day trading, is going to be JER 40 and the S&P 500. Because I mean, just look at this, 200 pips like that. For you to catch 200 pips on, and obviously this is not 200 pips, this is 2,000 points, but 2,000 points is 200 pips, right? But for you to catch 200 pips on Forex, it takes a lot. I mean, you could catch them, don't get me wrong, you could catch them, and especially if you get a good position, but you can't really do that every day. On S&P 500 and JER 40, you could almost do it almost every day. And even though it's 200 pips, you might catch 100 pips, 80 pips, 50 pips. That's still hard. That's still harder to do on Forex. I mean, on Forex, even a 20 pip move is, right? I mean, I'm not saying it's hard. It's only hard if you believe it's hard, but it's way much more easier to catch bigger positions on JER 40 and S&P 500, right? That's just my point. And that's what I've been seeing work for me. And the way that I trade, it just, because the way that I trade, the position has to be either going to profit instantly or into your drawdown instantly, right? Or else you're wrong. I do not like being entering a position and then having to wait for the position to, obviously, because you entered at a wrong time, you entered at a wrong price. Though, at least for the way that I trade, right? I do not like entering and waiting. You should just wait and then enter, right? Why are you gonna be into the market when you know that prices is gonna be ranging? So let's go over GBP/USD first, and then we'll mark up JER 40, and we technically already went SPX. We already went over SPX 500. So monthly bullish, weekly bullish, daily bullish, H4, H1 bullish, turning bearish. Start up on the monthly. So you could already see 132 strong zone being respected. Previous monthly bullish close. On the weekly, the support respected. We have a higher low above 133, and then we're barely breaking above 135 500. And the next zone, the next target would be this area of supply right here, which is 136 500. So we could actually get potential buys from this point to this point, which, look at that is 95 pips, and that's gonna take some time, right? And I mean, and these 200 pips happened in the same day, from 7 to 8 in an hour. And these 95 pips might happen in a week. So you see the difference? S&P 500, and obviously I was risking for this trade, I was risking 265 pips also. You gotta remember. But the main target was 890 pips. But you see the difference. You still have to have good risk to reward, and also your lot size has to match whatever you're willing to risk. But we're still bullish on the monthly, we're bullish on the weekly. The weekly closed, the weekly did close bullish. We didn't go for this previous candle. So if we could break above this candle right here on the daily, on the 4 hour we broke above, so we could get a bullish engulfing candle above 135 500 on the daily. And then if on the 4 hour, on the 4 hour we're already looking good. Look, because on the 4 hour we already have a bullish engulfing candle above, and this is a higher low. So actually some buys already, I'm not even gonna lie. 40 pips for 90, that's already a good risk to reward. So this could be a good position. Yo, I'm not even gonna lie, this actually looking good. And obviously, if price starts doing this, bearish engulfs and starts creating a lower high, then we just get out of the trade. No need to stay into the position. The only reason but this It's actually looking good, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. So you know what? I'm just gonna set an alert if price can break above this low zone right here, just for extra confluence. Let's say this high right now. Oh, shoot. This high right here. So we could get this. We could get the bullish engulfing candle and the higher low. And this is also previous supply. So if we could turn this previous area of supply into new demand, then that would give me extra confluence above 135-100. So actually, you know what? I'm waiting. We're just gonna wait for a little bit, because obviously these sales to the downside could still happen. That's the reason that I had put on the H4 bullish turning bearish. Bullish turning bearish, as you can see. Which was here. Bearish. And then this is on the, come on, bro. Freaking ads. And this is right here on the Sunday open right here. Price flew right back above 135-100. But all the information that we had on Friday, price was bullish turning bearish. So now we're gonna get into a JER 40 markup. Let's see what's up with JER 40. Actually, it's for tonight for London session. So like I always say, I like to do my top-down analysis. This is really how you really mark up a chart. And obviously, JER 40 is basically the equivalent of US 30 for European countries. No, what am I saying? Not European countries, just Germany. And this shit moves during London session, and I love this because it's basically, it's kind of like, it's not US 30, because on US 30, let's say you pop one lot on US 30, that shit is like $1,000 instantly. But you pop one lot on JER 40, it's like $100. It's more really like you're trading a currency pair, but the way that it moves, it's insane. And that's very similar to S&P 500. It's like if you've traded all of these indices, you know how the risk on US 30 is kind of different. It's weird. Even if you pop one lot on S&P 500 and you pop one lot on US 30, the risk on US 30 is still more. It's weird. You gotta pop like a 0.20 on US 30 to be the equivalent of one lot on SPX 500. I'm not a technical guy like about risk, but whenever you predetermine the risk and you see like, oh shit, if I were to pop a one lot on US 30, that would be insane. But let's get into the markup, right? So first and foremost, we could already see price is fully bullish. So on the monthly, instantly you already know it's bullish. And this shit, look at this. I'm just gonna start marking up zones, but these zones right here, all the way in the bottom, don't really matter as much. The ones that matter really are this one right here. Look at this, which is 120, which is 25. No, it is 25,500. Those 500 matter. And on the monthly, you don't really have that much information. At least for my way of trading. Like on the monthly, this is literally all you need to know that price is bullish. But I still like marking up my zones. See, I want it exactly here. like I said, I'm just finding strong areas of supply and demand. So where a strong area of supply and demand is just where we have previous strong sales, and then that previous strong area of sales turn into then previous strong buys, as you can see. Previous strong sales broke back down, turned into strong buys, back up 16,300, 23,500, 25,500. So we're monthly on the we're bullish on the monthly. Actually, you know what? I'll type it at the end. I'll type everything at the end. Let me type this. Monthly, bullish, and then we'll start typing at the end. So let's just go over the chart. Monthly bullish. The weekly, you could already see we're fully bullish. Look at this candle close. Previous strong area supply turned into demand above 25,500. The daily. You see on the daily though, we are kind of slowing down. We had some really strong buys, and then price kind of fake out that it's gonna kind of be bearish, and then boom, we shot back up to the upside, but we're shooting up to the upside very slowly. Look at this doji candle, weak buyers, weak buyers, weak buyers. So buyers are slowing down, and obviously this is a sign that price is creating liquidity right here. And also we do have liquidity right here. And obviously these are just stop losses on buyers and then stop losses of sellers. So remember, you got at both times in the market, you have people who are selling and both times and people who are buying. So people who are selling are probably looking for something like this. Then people who have been in buys, maybe let's say they have some stop losses here, or maybe they already have some stop losses at entry. And these guys, I don't know what they're targeting, because there's no more information above. It's just for price to create new all-time highs. You see, there's no information over here. Eventually, maybe we're gonna have a huge crash to come clear all of this liquidity, but obviously, price is still bullish on the daily. There's no signs of any crash, at least till we don't break below 25,500. At least until we get a bearish engulfing candle and a lower high below 25,100, we're still bullish. So on the 4 hour, we're still bullish. There's no reason to enter any position right now. And actually, all we gotta do is just wait for price to clear maybe these highs right here, create a previous strong area of supply, slowly come test the previous area of supply, and then boom. Now obviously this would be target 1. Price comes back, starts doing a low weak support, and then we get a huge meltdown to 25,500. And your entry would be somewhere right here, based on price testing this previous area of supply. The risk TP1 would be something right there, so 1 to 2, and then the main target would be a 1 to 8. But that still has not happened. So what do we need for us to sell? We need a strong area of supply to get tested. So on the 4 hour, we're still bullish. And we're also holding the support right here above. The 1 hour. The 1 hour, this is a double bottom. Double top, my mistake. Wait a minute. 30 minutes. 15 minutes. I mean, this is a previous area of strong supply. That broke structure. You see how this is a strong area supply that melted to the downside and broke structure. Price is testing it. Let's see if it reacts to it. So maybe. I mean, this is just scalp traded too. This could be a potential trade, bro. For example, price here gave us a trade. You see how we had a strong area of demand? Price came back, tested it, and we shot right back up to the upside. This is where the entry was, somewhere right here. Targeting this high right here, all the way over here. Stop loss below this. Wait, when was this trade? On Thursday. And I should have already been in the trade. But also, when we look at this, now we have a strong area of supply, of demand, my mistake. Here. Wait, did it mark it out? It didn't mark it out on my indicator. So maybe, just maybe, actually the next trade opportunity that we do have. So actually it's already at the support. Maybe price is gonna respect this zone. Look at this. So we could maybe get the potential sales into the zone, and then at the zone we're gonna have potential trade. Either the buys back up or sells back down. That's the thing with JER 40, that the entries happen in the 15-minute time frame, so you have to go down all the way into the 15-minute time frame to see what's up. So in the 4-hour, you could just see we're fully bullish. But then you start diving in the 1 hour and you start seeing like, oh shit, current price action. Double top, 1 hour double top. Bearish engulfing candle that broke structure. Well, not really broke structure. Well, actually, I mean, it did break structure. It bearishly engulfed, right? But then we're having all of these weak buyers. Man, but I'm also getting a feeling that we're just gonna come clear even more, even all the way to this high. It's weird. So you know what? I would rather just wait for price to come and test the next strong zone, which is this one, which I already had. Look at this, I already had an alert. So we're gonna have a trade off of this zone. The thing is, if we do melt to this zone, I'm gonna feel bad because to sell to the zone, that is, look at this, 100 pips already. And I know that this move is more likely gonna happen, but I don't know if it's gonna happen, if price is gonna do this and this is gonna happen, or if it's just gonna happen from here, right? But you know what, I'd rather just wait. So either this to the upside, or maybe we're gonna break below it and continue to the downside. Very simple. So on the monthly we're bullish, weekly we're bullish, daily we're bullish, H4, H1 we're bullish. And we just have to wait for the price to test this next zone, which is 126, which is 26,400. And I do believe it's gonna test it right now, or at least right now when London session starts coming in. It's barely 9, still Asian session. So London session at 12 a.m. I'm gonna see what price it does. Cause I really I shouldn't have been in bias already. Somewhere right here. Just off of this right here. Previous strong area of demand. That broke structure. Price came back, tested it perfectly. Even respected this low right here. And look, we could have already been up 160 pips and floating, and target would still not be hit. Wow. Just off previous area of supply and demand. I'm telling you, the movements on your 40 are crazy. You just have to be on it on your entries. You know what? Peace and love to anybody watching this. I commend you health, wealth, knowledge, wisdom from your entire family. Back to work. Peace and love.